Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we currently have an idle construction ship, and you know what that means. We need to head over to, Gieti here, and we need to start putting in an orbital habitat here. So that will be absolutely wonderful. We'll get that underway. We're also really close to getting the Black Tide maxed out. We need 3 additional cruisers over what we have here, and we need 1 battleship. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So we can't reinforce this quite yet because we're lacking some minor artifacts for that. That is understood. Speaking of which, how's that Triumph doing? Okay, that's going to be a while. That's fine. We have a lot of alloys on hand right now. We did just finish up a habitat complex up here, and we have high war exhaustion in the war against the Neberitan arbitrators. Okay. Honestly, that's almost done. So they'll have that under control very soon. I'm not concerned about that. That'll be fine. So up here in Rontor, we do need to start putting in all of our orbitals. So we're going to come up over here, and we're going to do a major. This will be a minor over here. We'll do a major over our star. This would be a major. This would be a minor orbital. And I think that's it in this location, because I don't think we can put one around this Trader Enclave station. So that'll be fine for the moment. Now, I do want to spend some of our alloys. So let's come on down over this direction to, the Nunkey station. And actually, let's check through all of these to make sure that none of them need upgrades. They do not. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought we were in that position. So at this point, we can now put in some Fire Coral class defense platforms. And this is going to be a lot of alloys. But let's get those going in here. So that maxes out that. I'm not going to do another dump of alloys for the moment, but that looks good. We should probably colonize this planet, though. So let's get going on that one. There we go. Fantastic. So we're going to be looking to get all of these up to not even this position. We're going to look to have them all down here, every single one of these, to be maxed out. And some of them are closer than others. Like this is at 12, this is at 0, this one's at 69. I'm contractually obligated to say nice, unfortunately. But let's check in on our astral threads here. Okay, so we're going to be able to do an astral boost and a physics insight in 60 days. Noted. So that looks fine. Let's check on jobs real quick. What do we got? Not a whole lot, looks like. In fact, literally nothing at this moment. Okay, so that means, of course, that we can come in and reinforce the Black Tide with a single cruiser. That will bring us up to 8 out of 10 cruisers. Yeah, these are pretty expensive on the minor artifacts, no doubt about that. But we'll be able to make another one on this month tick, bringing us up to 9 out of 10. So that will be absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of no progress needing to be made at this point other than time ticking. So that is what is going to be happening here for a while. We have a bunch of construction ships here, and I'm noting our influence levels creeping upwards. So what that actually means is that we could make the argument of getting 2 additional construction ships here. 2 might be overkill, but I think that 1 is definite. And maybe we could get 2. So I want to try 2 for the moment. So that'll be fine, and we'll get those working on additional habitats. Habitats are just so ridiculously powerful at this point. So that is absolutely wonderful. And you can see the orbital habitats are going to change around what this looks like on the map, because these are now going to be produced through the habitats here. This might cause some temporary reduction in our economy until we eventually harvest those resources through pops, right? So that's going to be the way that that is going to work. So we're going to need to send construction ships out. This one is going to head to, say, Vinjim here, and we can come in and build a habitat down over here. And this construction ship I'm going to send over to Tas Zebador, and once arriving there, we'll build a habitat up here. Looks good. Habitats plus orbitals are pretty slow to build, so that means that we can run a lot of simultaneous construction ships. And we're just trying to feel out where exactly we can sit on that. We'll get there. So we do have this cruiser still being worked on. We can probably get another one. Actually, that's both of our remaining cruisers. So now all we need is a battleship, which means that we know that we need somewhere around 60 minor artifacts, so 2 month ticks, and the Black Tide should be good to go. That sounds wonderful. So next up, I'm checking through here. We did just get some pops, so we're seeing if we need any jobs. We do not. So that means that these pops went into locations like, say, this, where we have 42 available jobs. This isn't shocking in any meaningful way. We can, of course, spend some astral threads, which we should do. That didn't take us to the astral threads, but whatever. Sure, something along the lines of that. So that looks great. And at this point, we're currently 21 minor artifacts away from finishing the Black Tide. So that seems wonderful. So checking in on this situation down over here, this is kind of status quo at this point. And also a lot of the Federation fleets are no longer present here. I have to assume that they are up here trying to finish off this situation. Presumably. I mean, this is kind of fine for them. Where are all of the galaxy's fleets? Hang on. There's a few down over here for some reason. I don't know why they're there, but there's a few there. There's just not much out there right now. Maybe they just had a very, very large battle and lost a bunch of their fleets, and that's why we hit 100%. That's a possibility. But yeah, there's not a lot out there right now. So that's fine. We are definitely building up our own. So that looks good. So the Black Tide is now done. We could go to a 6th Titan. The question is, should we? I mean, we already need 3315. That would mean that we're going to need like 6,000 minor artifacts to get our fleets maxed out. What is our current? Okay, our current is going to be 1042. So, I mean, that's not phenomenal,
New frontiers established.
We've got Askinda Prime over here requiring housing. This is a factory world, easy enough to solve. And then we've got Escaminza Prime here, also requiring housing, also a factory world, also easy to solve. We've got this up over here that needs to get colonized, so we'll definitely do that. Oh, it already has a planned colony. What did we just finish then? Orbitals? Yeah, we just finished an orbital. Okay, that's fine. No problem there. Looking through the rest of these, not too much needing to be done, which isn't shocking. Nisa Taram has low stability. We just colonized this. Okay. Well, we're lacking an amenity, and apparently that's the reason. There's also pop approval rating. For now, all we're going to do is we're going to put in a gene clinic, and we're going to put in a habitation district, as usual. That will solve the amenity issue, and will probably solve the stability issue as well. We just established that colony, and it's immediately low stability. Interesting. Well, that is definitely good to note, and at this point we've got 4.5k alloys. I mean, we've got the Nunkey station here that is, of course, maxed out at this point, right? Then we've got Rakaron, which needs 18 defense platforms. So that is going to be like 9k alloys, somewhere around there. I feel like for the moment we should be putting our alloys into the White Crush, so that's going to be 4 corvettes underway. That looks good. But of course, that's not going to be very much alloys. Our primary limiting factor there is always going to be minor artifacts. So let's get some defense platforms going here. Something kind of like that. That's not going to be enough to max this out, but it's going to be close. We need like 8 more, so that's understood. We're definitely going to be working our way through these eventually. And that all looks absolutely fine. All of our alloys are going to be going to that fairly soon-ish. I mean, I say all of them. We're going to be putting a lot of alloys into this project. No doubt about that. But pretty soon, we're going to be finishing up our fleets, and that will be wonderful.
Founding a new home.
Okay, so we're up to 1533 pops now. That's definitely... No, that's not our pops. That's our empire size. Our empire population is 1345. That's definitely improving, and we are certainly seeing significant gains from that economically. However, we've pre-built most of those gains, right? So we don't actually need too much over here, although Eolum Secundus does. It's only just settled, though. So we're going to get a gene clinic and a habitation district there. Perfect. So, up in Nisa Taram Prime, we should be finishing up the gene clinic shortly, and the question is that going to be solving our problem? We have a moat harvester job here. Interesting. Well, let's just finish up our gene clinics here. So that'll be done in 5 days, and we'll see what this does to our stability here. Okay, so we now have 2 available jobs and 5 amenities. Okay, so we stopped being a moat harvester and started being a medical worker. That looks fine. That brings us up to 44, so it's not ideal on the stability, but it will do. Okay, let's check in on what's going on over here. Nolion is being taken over. Okay. This looks pretty done, with the exception of the arbitrator fleet here in Vorsham. Cool. So that's not really a problem at all. The White Crush we're going to continue to reinforce. That will be 5 additional corvettes going in there. Looks excellent. And our construction ships are still constructing away. So our sentry array is about 500 days away. Looks good. And currently 3.4k on alloys. It's not a huge amount of alloys coming in right now. I would definitely like to see more alloys coming in. But let's go ahead and queue up a few Fire Coral class defense platforms here. On the next month tick, I think we can max this out, which would be nice, of course. We want to move through these as quickly as we can. So I'm just going to wait for the next month tick. Actually, what's the price? Price is low right now, and we have a lot of energy credits. So I'm going to buy a few alloys here. And now we're going to max this out. There we go. Then we've got the Azeroth station, which has no defense platforms whatsoever right now. We're going to get a few of those started. There we go. And then come in here and definitely reinforce this fleet. Perfect. So we get more of those corvettes built. Looks excellent. Okay, how are things looking up this direction? Well, we do have Diadem Prime going to be finishing up soon enough. That is, of course, a very, very good thing. The Cephalos 7 has finished up in Lem. So the Lem Habitat Complex is going to need to be colonized, which we will definitely do. There we go. And now we're going to need to go around and build orbitals, which, for whatever reason, this toxic world, we can't build around. I don't know why. What if we went this way? Yeah, we can't build around this toxic world. I have no idea why. But we'll just build here, and then here. Sure. And then we already have a station there. That'll be fine. So minor orbital here. This would be a major orbital. And then down this direction, we'd put in a major. This would be a major, and then this would be a minor. Something like that. Okay. So that'll be fine for the moment. And of course, that colony ship is going to take a little bit to get done, but that is fine. Let's just wait for the month tick here. Yeah, we're alloy short at this moment, so that is looking good. So as soon as this month tick happens, let's reinforce this fleet.
New frontiers established.
Beautiful. So now we should be minor artifact short, and indeed we are. So there's Diadem Prime. We definitely do want to put in a gene clinic here. And do we want to put in a habitation district, or do we want to just go straight for the Astro Mining Bay? To be honest, I'm just going to go straight for the Astro Mining Bay. and we're going to mark this as a mining station. There we go. So that looks good. That is, of course, up over this direction, right? So we know that this is going to be a pretty big deal because of the arc furnace here. Pirates have been sighted in Abdrade. Okay. We should be able to get there quite quickly, so we're just going to send the tidal wave up to go deal with that. Take it 60 days to get there? Sure. So that seems reasonably fine for now. Now, the next question is, should we spend alloys on this? I mean, I'd love to, but we probably shouldn't, to be honest with you. The price of alloys is currently quite high. I'm not going to buy in more of them. This will be fine. So, let's take a quick peek at what's going on with the arbitrators.
Research complete.
Noted. Well, there's anti-gravity engineering. That will be a very good thing, ultimately. And next up, we could go for, like, defense platform hull points. That'll be a fairly quick research. I like it. Research speed of particles? I mean, sure. We are technically doing energy weapon research right now. I believe this is particles. Okay, so we're currently fighting in Abdrade. It's actually already done. We're going to head back to Radar Central. Wonderful. We can do a trait pick here and fleet command limit increase. That's not actually that big of a deal for us. Okay, so that all looks wonderful for the moment. Let's check in on our construction ships. Not too much going on there. However, Suitor Prime needs a job, which is actually a pretty big deal. We are going to absolutely put in a stronghold here. Wonderful. What else do we have up this direction? Not a whole lot right now. Okay. Well, that seems fine. Let's continue to work on the White Crush for the moment. That'll be another 5 corvettes here. Democratic ruler election. Will not participate in that. Thank you very much. So this is going to be 19 out of 56 corvettes. We're definitely making good progress on that. We're about a third of the way through our corvettes now. So that's excellent. We can let our minor artifacts build up for a couple of months, and then that'll tell us exactly how many minor artifacts we're going to need. I think it's going to be slightly more than this, but not a lot more. Definitely slightly more. So that seems wonderful. And the fact that we're starting to see some required buildings come in on our planets again is really, really good. That is a huge, huge sign of recovery. Now, these worlds are a long ways away from that, to be clear. And this isn't because we lost pops in the storm. This is because we overbuilt our housing during the storm, trying to keep our housing afloat. And now we just have a crazy amount of jobs here. We'll get there eventually. So that sounds wonderful. For the moment, let's check in on our construction ships. We can see we've got 362 influence right now. So we might actually be able to get another construction ship or two going, but it's going to be dicey. I'm not sure about that one. Force peace is possible up here with the Nebaritan arbitrators. I don't think they're going to in this scenario, so that seems fine. Impenetrable border is okay. What else are we interested in here? Well, what I'd really like to see is, like, pop growth. Although I don't think we have any of that. I guess we could do superior colonies to get our colonies done faster on all of these habitats that we're building. That is probably a reasonably smart thing to do. Yeah. So that sounds great. A storm brewing up out over here. Okay. I mean, this is only a magnetic storm. It's not a big deal. Plus 0.2 monthly devastation. Yeah. This is not a big deal. Wonderful.
Building a new home.
So we'll see what happens with this magnetic storm, but as we can see, if we check in on, say, Spica Prime here, we can see that there's currently no devastation here. It will start to build up, and actually, maybe it would be better to look at somewhere a little closer to the center here, like Siagawa Prime. Yeah, we can see here that this is taking some amount of damage. So 0.13 from this cosmic storm. Beautiful. And we don't even have any nullifier here. So that should be no big deal. Assuming that this doesn't last 112 years and sit right here, but it'll move around. So that seems fine. Magnetic storms are not a big deal as opposed to Nexus storms. Okay, just checking through here, not a lot going on at this moment. That's understood. We are full on food. We should sell some of that. There we go. No problem there. I kind of want to go finish off the Neberetian arbitrators. We could probably take a 612k fleet at this point. But it would be significant losses, and we would have a hard time replacing them, of course, due to our lack of minor artifacts. That said, our 5th fleet is progressing. We could get a 6th fleet, but I really don't think that's a big deal. I really don't think we should do that. So for right now, this is looking absolutely fine. We are probably going to go finish off the Neberetian arbitrators fairly soon. The main question is when, and how would we get there? There's an L gate here, so that would be how we'd get there. We would L gate here and slowly travel around like this.
Handshake protocols
That would be kind of
activated.
painful. Alternatively, we could jump drive, but that's a bad idea. We should not do that. Okay. Let's check in on our relic cooldown. Another 2,000 days on that. Noted. Okay. Yeah, I just want to kick something into overdrive here, I feel like. So let's take our fleets and let's get them moving out this direction. So we're just going to go sit in Galpan for right now. We're actually going to go via Viscaran's Maw. This is a better route. I didn't realize there's an L gate here, but yeah, this is a better route. There is hyper lanes here, so that looks good.
Research complete.
Okay, I'm going to group together our 2 armies here, and this is about 2k. We're going to move them up to Galpan as well. I'd like to eliminate the Neberetian arbitrators here, and that's the overall idea. Sure, destroyer hull points will be fine. Okay, our sentry hub has been started here. Let's continue to upgrade that. That was a bunch of alloys, of course. And then the real question is, what about the Urzuku regulators? Well, looks like the galaxy is sending more fleets out over this way, so I don't have a problem with that right now. Looks like they'll have that, if not under control, at least they'll keep them busy for a while. The Neberetian arbitrators, absolutely we can take out, so that'll be good. Actually, I want to leave these guys here. They're a little bit ahead of our military fleets, which I'm surprised by. But it's okay. So they'll be arriving up in Galpan fairly soon here. I do want to continue to reinforce this fleet, of course, which we will do. And our forces are stronger than they appear on paper. I want to be clear about that. So we can probably take on this fleet. I don't know if we should, but we can. It will be painful, for sure. We'll take heavy losses. And that's maybe okay. So what if we were to position ourselves here in Goddard, and we would go, actually, right out over here. Okay, where are these guys going? They're just kind of chilling here in Papagia. Sure. So we'll arrive up over here soon enough. That looks fine. I do want to continue to reinforce here. We need another 2,500 minor artifacts to get fully reinforced. But like I said, we are absolutely stronger than we appear on paper. So that looks fine for right now. We're going to be in position for this jump soon. So currently we have 4 maxed out fleets. So that is going to be about 500k. Plus we have 1 partially maxed out fleet. So that's going to be a little bit... Ooh, Archaeotech weapon damage and fire rate. Cool. Do it. I don't suppose we have any of these other traits to do. No, we do not. Okay. So these numbers are not perfectly accurate to what they're about to be. Because we can go in here. Not here. We can go in here and turn on our combat edicts, right? So we can turn on astral shielding and we can just keep an eye... This is going to be faster if I do it this way. We can keep an eye here on these numbers and watch them go up. So there's astral shielding, and I don't think that takes effect until we tick a day, but there we go. So that's just astral shielding right there, boosting us up like that. Then we would go for exotic gases for shield boost, volatile ammunition, volatile reactive armor, focusing crystals, like that. Now we tick it, and there we go. We can see we're right at about 150 for each of these fleets now. So assuming 150, these two together are 600, this is about 650, and their strength is 625. So in theory, we can take this. In theory. We're going to head into Papagia, and we're going to take that. We're going to continue to stream reinforcements into the White Crush as well.
Battling aggressor station.
So this is not a problem, but I would prefer if we had any sort of option to not fight their fleet. That would be our preference. So their fleet is currently in Meneth, and where are they going? They are going to the Hyper Relay. So the question is, are they coming here to fight us, or are they running? It could be either going to the Hyper Relay. We're going to go to the Hyper Relay up here. We're going to close in on that. Get our reinforcements in. Okay. They have left their Hyper Relay. They are now coming up over this way. Now, this station is 139k. I do not want to hit that. So instead, we're going to go attack Vorsham. I don't want to fight them and this station at the same time. So that is exactly what's going to happen. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to stream reinforcements into the White Crush, and we'll take these guys, but on our terms. We don't want to take them on their terms. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. Also, hang on, before we go, I just noticed, look at that price on alloys. I'm gonna buy a few. We don't really need the alloys, but they'll be useful for putting them into like into our defense platforms. Let's buy in like that many alloys. Okay, see you all next time.